Okay, so to explain this even further, you basically to exit the matrix is to see this place in a photonic relationship of itself, to have full access to what is acknowledged and what is truly not acknowledged, or either way, will give you superhuman abilities without restraint. The restraints go for people who are indoctrinated into this. They get so far, like a Chris Angel, David Blaine, I believe Zach King on YouTube, that has the ability to do magic that comes from a fourth dimensional space. And then a lot of them, they create plausible deniability whenever they have video edited stuff added into the whole compilation. You're just like, oh, okay, this is fake, right? But some of the stuff he's doing is completely impossible. Like, and some of the stuff David Blaine does is completely impossible. And knowing it and seeing is believing, and believing is achieving, basically. So here, the food that you eat adds the glue into the gum line. That's where that yellow stuff is. If you either fast or do turpentine mouthwashes for like 30 minutes, it'll pull all that glue out, so you have the electrical grounds between one silica line and the other. This one leads down here. The bottom of your jaw leads to the heart, and then this one leads to the brain. That's what I've discovered. And that's why whenever you have a heart attack or something, you have jaw pain or anxiety that leads from the heart palpitating perhaps, or under stress. So that's one thing. Then you got to bring this out here. So when it's in there, it seems like it's psychoactive, like it's alive, but like an inanimate alive, like a parasite. This is the sleep that's in your eye. It's the same stuff as that. All right. And once you get this out, it comes up to the surface and swells this whole area on both sides. These come out to the surface and swell up, and then the glue comes out from it being yellow sleep, like when you're growing up and before you started sun gazing. Now it comes out like black and crusty, like you probably noticed that. And you're pretty much killing parasites inside of yourself and breaking them out to prepare yourself to have full access to the fourth dimension. Whereas people that sell their souls, stuff like that, they have to stay under control. Otherwise, they could end the matrix. You know what I mean? So we won't have the cap on us. We'll come all the way out, and we'll have access to our light body, which is the liaison that goes into the cool world and comes back. That's what I'm seeing, is that once I get the suit, he'll be magic, and I'll be able to say, okay, let's go to the fourth dimension and check out this magic world out, or whatever. And since that body is from there, it has the ability to do that. So let's explain, what is this magic world? It's basically this place. So the only way to create a split between the third dimension and the fourth dimension is to take people and calcify them like this. And then the people that sit in the 3.5 dimension between the third and the fourth can still see us. We're vulnerable to them because they have a cap on superhuman abilities that allow them to go so far and keep the status quo in check and keep them under control. And that's pretty much what has been operating this whole thing thus far. But if somebody blows their top, then they'll have all the power, which is pretty much like a Shazam or whatever. When the being comes out, it's an entity from the fourth dimension that is indestructible. And then they jump on you, and then you shapeshift into either that being or any of your chakra lines. You have access to everything without restraint. And you're literally become like the most powerful out of the class of humans and beings in general that are in here, that are dealing with today's society's issues and stuff like that. So that's pretty much to explain. That's what I'm doing. My eyes are swollen to the surface, pretty much. This is swollen to the surface, and it's become like that. It's really disgusting. It's like black. It just smells kind of rotten. And I can tell that it's the stuff that's been hanging on to these eyes for years. It's been building up in there. It even secretes earwax, which is disgusting. It's like an infection or something of sorts that is fresh in there. But then when it comes loose, it's like it dies or something. Like turpentine kills it, or it's very interesting. It's like, what is this stuff? You know, I believe it has a psychoactive nature about itself. And when it dies, it starts to itch. It makes your body itch, like something squirming around or something. It's kind of interesting. But whatever it was, I pretty much killed it on both ears whatever this is. And you know, you just use turpentine. You don't want to pour it in because that really gets really extreme. Take a piece of tissue, put it on the end, and stick the ball in your ear. You can even hang it out of your ear, and the fume will go in there and kill it, or whatever it is. And it'll make it break down, and this stuff will just come dripping out. You put the turpentine drop in the corners of your eyes where all that sleep builds up. It hits the ring of that, and it destroys the structural integrity. All the old stuff comes undone, and then the new stuff is what you burn off every day, and then it burns down and down and down and down and down until it gets into the center. Once you open this center up, all of this comes out, and then your self-detoxifying smoldering all comes out. And that's what I'm doing. I'm literally making myself smolder, and I've done it so many times that it's starting to do the work for you. It starts to smolder you and push you to the point to where you can do this, because you don't have the restraints that the others have. So you should really, we have a great opportunity here to free ourselves from this entire matrix. And that's pretty much what this is explaining, what sun gazing does. That's why they didn't want anybody to do it, because a lot of people are probably envious. They're like, man, what do you mean you're going to be able to leap tall buildings in a single bound? You know, the creators put me through patience classes with my dogs, and I think with those wasps too. And it's like, so whenever they get on your nerves, what you gonna do? Hit them with laser eyes? And I was like, whoa, we could do laser eyes? Like, I totally missed the point, but it was like, really? We could do laser eyes? And I thought about that. Like, what does that mean? Basically, these things, you don't even need to worry about turpentine because they're extremely powerful and strong. Same with this. These glands and stuff, they harness electromagnetic energy that is electric like that. The teeth, all of it does. These glands, all of it does. So stay tuned for more as I transcend into my higher being, and you're going to see it right here on this channel. So stay tuned.